Howdy folks. Today we are looking at a Kenwood KS-4000R. This was one of their lower end units. It was part of a one of those all-in-one sets where you bought the receiver, turntable, and speakers all in one box. I do not have any of the other pieces that go with it, but it's a kind of fun looking, receiver. One of the things that drew me to this model was that on eBay, where I picked this one up, there were a bunch of the same model with what looked to be the same set of problems. So I was really curious if I might be able to figure out what that issue is and, be able to get a few of these back in service and, back making music, making people happy. So this one right here is actually the most repairable of the bunch and doesn't have the same problems that all the rest of them do. And this one, it's, if I remember the description properly, the folks selling it said that it has the channels cut in and out every now and again, and that the selector buttons are very scratchy, which, makes me think it's probably just a matter of connection issues, something that can be cleaned up with deoxit and, maybe a brush. We'll see how far we have to go into it. But I'm hoping it'll be, kind of that straightforward. And then we'll be able to use this unit as a baseline for comparing to other ones to sort out what readings should be and what we need to do to get it working. So I've got this one, and then coming in the mail pretty soon will be one of the ones with the power supply symptoms. And so, yeah, this is where we're going to start. This one does theoretically power up and everything should be fine. But per my standard operating procedures here, I'm not going to plug it in until I've opened it up and made sure that there's nothing really scary looking inside that's going to fry when I plug it in. So let's get started. All right. Just real quick, show you inside the case. Not a whole lot all that interesting in there, but kind of cool. All right, this is a surprisingly small unit considering the large size of the case. I guess that goes along with its, being a lower end unit and like many things, being put in a larger package than actually necessary. This tuning wheel looks like it's trying to fall off. Doesn't look like there's much of anything holding it on. I mean, it works, so I can't complain there. Yeah, it seems like running it to the far end starts to pull that guy out. You can see that it's trying to pull out there. But not like I'm going to be using the tuner much anyway, but good to know. All right, let's see. What all have we got in here? So I would guess, let's see, we've got our big heatsink here. We've got our outputs, I would assume. And there's our actual speaker connections, but I don't see anything, real amplifier looking back here. This is very much amplification stage. All right, at this point, nothing's jumping out at me as particularly problematic as far as plugging it in goes. So I think that's going to be our next step, is plug it in, turn it on, see what happens. All right, we got nothing. So I don't know if we've got nothing, or if we just have no lights. Let's see. I'm not really sure what all should light up on this thing, but definitely got a lot of nothing. All right, time to go exploring. Okay, we have AC coming in. Then where does this go? Okay, looks like the AC, I'm just tracing this yellow line here. The black line goes into the transformer. So the yellow line comes up from the AC, comes up here, goes up to the power switch, comes back down to the fuse here. So we should be able to check between the ground side of our outlet over here. So let's see. If we do that, we get our 120. Then if we do this, yeah, we get our 120. And if we come over here, we turn it on. Okay, we get our 120 in to the fuse on that side, so the switch is working. Other side of the fuse is good. So then it looks like the inputs to our transformer are all right. Let's see if we can check out the outputs of our transformer. Okay, looks like 20 volts there. Not sure what these should be. This one's probably also going to be 20. Ooh, 32, that's fun. Okay, and then the blue ones here. Okay, looks like 17, 18, it's in the neighborhood of 20. 15. All right. I'm curious if it's just that the lights are out. So let's try hooking this thing up. Oh wait, this is another one that has horrible RCA speaker cables. Of course it is. I still don't have an RCA cable in yet that I can cut apart to make this not suck. Okay, I've got scratching on the volume knob. Okay, I would say that is definitely vaguely alive. So could just be that the that the lights are out. See if I can rig up the other speaker in a similar fashion here. Having that little hole right there makes my life a little bit easier as far as faking the RCA speakers here. would say that definitely counts as working. Got my speakers reversed, but I definitely have both sides. A little bit of scratch, but not too bad. All right, that seems to be working pretty well. So interestingly, tape B overrides tape A. That's good to know. Looks like the tuner basically works. We checked that out. I'll bust out the turntable here in a little bit and do that. But before I do that, I want to go and investigate what kind of lighting this thing has. I'm not seeing anything patently obvious, so we're going to have to go exploring a little bit to find whatever is lighting this thing up. So I think that'll be our next step here. Looks like the only light that I'm seeing here is this little fuse light over here. That's obviously blown, but I think that's a fuse lamp. But what I don't get is how the light gets from over there to anywhere else. There could be. Yeah, there's space back here. I can feel it. So this here is just a piece of steel to the back. There's no place for bulbs behind that. Like I said, that feels like a bulb. And then there could still be something behind the scale. Or the other option could be, I wonder if the fuse lamp here does light the whole thing from one side, and it's got some of that, like, it's got like a light pipe or something back in there. Yeah, looking at, if you look right here, this right here is the edge of the piece of plastic that's got the dial on it. This could well be a light pipe. Let's see if that's something we can play with. Looks like 8 volts, 0.3 amps. And this one is a Stanley. So let's see. Is this? Ah, that's where our line there came up. Okay, that makes sense. But that was reading more like 15 volts to ground, right? Wonder what it's reading just across itself. What's it, what's it putting on the light? Let's see, nothing DC. What about AC? Oh yeah, haha, plug it in. Flip that back on. Let's see if we've got... All right, still no DC. Okay, there we go, 7.5 volts AC, so that's kind of fun. All right, so unfortunately I don't have any more of these little fuse lamps, so I'm gonna have to pick up some of those to be able to explore the lighting further. Let's see, trying to think if there's anything else we can do with this today. The sound works. I'll clean up the pots and things out of band because that's not all that interesting to watch. I'll probably do some cleanup on the face, also out of band there, because again, not super interesting to watch somebody cleaning something. Yeah, I think that'll probably do for today. I'll throw a card up when I get the next video ready, and we can replace this little guy and get the front end to light up. And by that point, I'll have it cleaned up, and we can do, we'll do the phono test at that time too, just to give that video a little bit of meat. So yeah, I think that'll do for today. Thank you as always for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.